I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at villageXchange@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed, a child shall lead them.
Buy our merch.
This is not a child, this is DJ Mark right there, dear listener.
Not a child. He's smoking a cigar, he better not be a child.
The name of this song is Drugs.
Uh-oh.
The name of...
Falling in Reverse is the band. We are in the middle of a DJ stream for that DJ, as we said.
Holy. His Jambi's brother just got shot in the face with a rubber bullet by the cops because there's an earthquake in Australia, and apparently...
what is wrong with cops shooting? They're not supposed to shoot that in people's faces. It's supposed to bounce off the ground, right? What the... Oh.
But apparently he's all good, so that's what's important. That's what's important. That Jambi's brother is all good, and that he can still lay down some.
You know what's crazy?
Some bass tracks.
I guess today my sister was working on a chimney, and a rock like fell off and hit her in the head. She's in the emergency room. I hope she's okay by now. Like, what is happening with everybody's families today?
I know.
The world's falling apart. Okay, falling in
speaking
reverse.
of worlds falling apart, we've come to cheer you up with some drugs. The name of this song is Falling in Reverse.
With you, babe?
The name of this... What? The name of the band is Falling in Reverse. The name of the song is Drugs. What do you want? Wait, is this an official... Really I hope this isn't an official video,
well,
because...
he said that there was some intense imagery.
Falling in Reverse, they're the ones that almost got us banned on YouTube. Hold on. Is this the actual...
No, it says lyric video.
Is it okay?
If you got the thing that he put, it's
all
the
right,
lyric
2019. Video. Okay, I'm gonna trust you, bro. I'm gonna trust you. Falling in Reverse destroyed us last time. So let's try it again.
No, that's in his channel. That's his thing.
Okay. Daniel says he enjoys some drugs. Daniel, you shouldn't be enjoying any drugs. You're 14. The only drugs you should be enjoying is Tylenol, young man.
And even that.
Is a little iffy.
Dosage.
Even that's a little iffy. Okay, drugs. Here we go.
I wish you guys could see our volume dials to see when we turn up the song. I'm currently turning it up. What? Oh no!
Later, Sadie.
Oh no!
Oh.
No.
Such an uncomfortable feeling, beginning to feel the hostility from my ability of slowly becoming a villain. I just want to thank all my fans, especially. Without you was a death to me. I don't consider myself a celebrity, but I'll be doing this shit till I'm 70. This is my destiny, this is the best of me. It's an incredible feel on the ground, letting it go. I'm letting you know Everybody's on drugs. The American dream is a killing machine. Falling in love with a new disease. If it's killing you, then it's murdering lives.
Wow.
Whoa.
Staring down a loaded gun, and you don't see that it's killing you. 'Cause everybody's on drugs.
I have a feeling Amy Lee is gonna be in this song.
Save yourself, is what I'm telling you. 'Cause nobody else really has a clue. Until your veins pain like heroin. When accept the pain just to feel again. Feeling everybody wants some, everybody gets none from me. 'Cause everybody's on drugs. It's hard to believe the American dream is a killing machine. Falling in love with a new disease. If it's killing you, then it's murdering lives. Getting so hard, won't live You're having so much fun, staring down a loaded gun, and you don't see that it's killing you. Everybody has knives from the neck up, trying to get their heads up, searching for a way out.
Oh, that's Corey?
Wow.
Spirits need awaken. What are we waiting for?
Yes, Corey!
The American dream is a killing machine. Everybody's on drugs.
Damn.
It's killing you. It's so fucking live, live, so much fun, staring down a loaded gun, and you don't see that it's killing you. And you don't see that it's killing you. 'Cause everybody's on drugs.
Ew!
Jeez.
Cause everybody's on drugs. Cause everybody's on drugs. Cause everybody's on drugs.
Damn. That was the official video.
Yeah, but he flipped
did
it,
something to
dimmed
it.
it, and added lyrics over it. So we'll see how this goes. We still on? 'Cause
Yeah.
remember the last time you were like, so...
Hey, send me an email. Because I think it works. Send me an email. I got an offer you can't refuse. I'm gonna send you an offer you can't refuse, DJ Mark. Everybody on Lean Around My Way. Okay, so this one's about drugs.
Yeah.
What was the name of that? There was a movie in the 90s that was...
I'll tell you what, that was really, really crazy when he basically said, like, people kept telling him to kill himself, but then he was saying he's already dead in another way.
Yeah. That line was insane. Let me put the Requiem for a Dream was the name of the movie. And it was like this massively successful movie, and it was about drugs, but it was dealing with drugs from all the different angles. So one, it was like explicit street drugs, and then the other one was this woman. She was old, and they had given her meds and stuff like that, and she was taking them, and like they were all kind of like, it was just talking about how chemically dependent Americans are. It was a crazy movie at the time. I didn't really understand why it was as big as it was. It wasn't, and it was crazy because I was in New York City at the time that movie came out, and everybody was selling shit and smoking and all. I mean, I would have been like all up in that shit if everything wasn't so dangerous. You see what I'm saying? But I was just so paranoid that when we would go out, I would never get high or whatever. But I'm certain I would have I was like, you can't make mistakes over especially in Harlem at the time. The Bloods were running Harlem. Shout out to CB. The Bloods were running Harlem at the time, and they were always more violent than the Crips were. So I was always like, yo, we got to be on point because we were always outnumbered because we were not gangsters.
Right.
We were not gangbangers. So
Right.
I had to be like, but if I didn't have to have that role, psh,
Oh my God.
you know what I'm saying? Like
God used
because
that.
we would go to these clubs and you know, everybody was getting high and people looked like they were having fun. And they'd always be like, "Oh, Vin, you're the party pooper, blah blah blah." I'm like, "Yeah, whatever, man."
Were you? Well, wait. So you didn't have? Did you have fun, even though you weren't?
Oh, I mean, yeah, it was fun. I mean, you're at a club, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And you're 15, 16 years
Yeah,
old.
but why
I
would
mean,
they have
shit is-
said you?
Because they wanted me, you know, everybody's partying, you know,
Yeah.
you want, but I'm there like, you know,
were
this
the
guy,
DB.
this guy is, nigga Vin looks like
Oh,
a
yeah.
soldier. Here we go. You just sitting there standing guard, nigga, like just chill, have fun. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like that. But yeah, everybody, but like I was always confused by it because, you know, I was raised just say no, blah, 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 blah. So I get to New York, everybody smoke. I mean, people smoking broad daylight. I'm playing, you know, you're playing pickup games of basketball. Dudes are just lighting up like on the court. Like shit is like I didn't see, like in Florida, I didn't see that. But in New York, it was like that. It was just like boom on the train, whatever. It was like public. I was like, oh, okay. Oh, I guess it's okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is before all the like medical marijuana,
Yeah, but
all
so
that
people,
shit.
what? People were just getting arrested. Anytime the cops felt like it, people were getting arrested for doing that.
Well, yeah, if the cops wanted to arrest you, they jam you up. But I mean, you know, the DTs, like the DTs are on the train.
I mean-
they're not on the train to try to pick you up for smoking. They're trying to protect people from getting stabbed or getting their food. I mean, getting their food aid, getting a box cutter. Well, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so DTs aren't really looking for that. You know, they're looking for, you know, are you carrying a weapon?
Right. Bigger stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Really, when you think about
if you don't hit the blunt, you're a DT. See?
Yeah. I mean, you could kind of see how if they're gonna. I don't know, and I'm not. This is not my research. I don't know for sure, but if the cop wants to get you, they've been known to plant stuff on people, right?
Yeah.
Or no?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm thinking like if I was there, I would have avoided it because I wouldn't want to get caught by the cops. But then it's like, well, if they really, you know,
Yeah.
what?
I mean, yeah, it just wasn't a concern. I mean, dudes just were not concerned. I was concerned, but I wasn't from New York and I wasn't a gangster. And I was afraid of police and all that shit in the sense of like authority. Like, you know what I'm saying? So New York, I grew up in New York, nobody cares about the cop, none of that shit. I was like, what? You know, the only time like when dudes were really cognizant of police was when it was time to get bloody. That's when you'd see people looking around and all that shit because you're about to do some shit. But as far as drugs go, nah, man. People are smoking in broad daylight. They're not gonna jam you up for that shit. You know, not unless they're bored or whatever. Plus, in New York, there's always something to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, why mess with me? You have a real gangster like CB on the train.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Because I'm not a gangster. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you got a real. So like, if I'm on the side like smoking some weed or whatever, and then, you know, CB's there doing
CB just
whatever.
said 12 doesn't even come in the picture.
Yeah, exactly. But like, that movie was a trippy movie, but it was also, it really shed light on how chemically dependent Americans are, and then, you know, it was just it was a fascinating movie. Again, I had to watch it over and over again as I got older, because when I got older, I was able to say, okay, this is what's happening. Because I didn't even know people died of drug overdoses when I was in New York.
Seriously?
I had no idea. Because all I saw was weed. I didn't know about heroin and any of that shit. Like, you heard about it. You heard about smack or dope or dirt, whatever people called it. And, you know, I would read sometimes in the rock magazine, so-and-so. But I didn't know that you could get to the point where you, like, die. Alcohol poisoning. Some kid died of alcohol poisoning where I thought it was a joke. Like, I didn't believe it. Of course, my mom was a registered nurse. So I went home. I was like, Mom, she's like, hell yeah, people die of alcohol poisoning, for sure. I was like, holy shit. So, yeah. But I didn't know, like, how dependent we are on chemical. I mean, I certainly am. I mean, shit. Even if you think about it, I got Pepsi and Red Bull
Oh, yeah.
all the time. And
Sugar.
Then
Sugar.
Yeah, that's a drug. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
So that's a drug. Sugar is a drug. Sugar. Like, I forgot what study it was, but they did some, profile about it, and sugar it hit the same spot in your brain as a hit of cocaine would.
Yeah.
So, like,
I used to hear about that and I didn't believe it. But now that I've been consistently eating like shit, I went like a day or two without like my sugars. My friggin' head was hurting. I was grumpy. I was like, oh no, I'm one of those people.
really?
Yes.
That's funny. Tina was saying, do a 16+ hour shift in a high volume kitchen doing $32,000 or days used to score a line or two of Coke or ice or 70 grams of Adderall to help with work. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people do that. I mean, if a person says I have to have coffee before I start work, what you're saying is you have to have drugs before you work. Mm-hmm. Because caffeine is a drug. And again, because of the war on drugs, the term drug has now become like this automatically a negative connotation. Mm-hmm. So when you say, we're all chemically dependent, or we're all dependent on drugs, that's one way of looking at it. But then I say to myself, well, wait a second. A lot of these drugs are occurring naturally in nature. So, for example, if you take a vitamin, I'm assuming a vitamin counts as a drug. Mm-hmm. But nobody looks at a vitamin as something, a medicine or other substance which has psychological effect when ingested or otherwise introduced into the body. There's vitamins that affect your mood, for sure.
There probably are. I never believed them, but
so
I definitely know the sugar in the Red Bull is a thing.
Yeah, sugar and Red Bull, caffeine, taurine. So it's like, that's part of me is like,
well,
there's no negative connotation for the term vitamin. Mm-hmm. When we look at vitamins, we go, oh yeah, that's good. We need that. So what I'm saying is, why can't we have the same paradigm about drugs? So for example, why can't we say caffeine is a good drug? Obviously you can overuse it, but caffeine is a good drug that has resulted in higher productivity by X. Mm-hmm. But because of this war on drugs, we can't look at it that way. It's automatically have to be bad. So people say, oh, I have to cut caffeine. Why? Why do people have to cut caffeine? If it's working and it's making you a productive person, why do you have to quit it? Well, people say you have to quit it because it's a drug and we think drugs are bad. Well, you see what I'm saying?
No, I see what you're saying. I mean, yeah. I guess I never really thought about it. I assumed the reason, when somebody says I have to cut caffeine, I never assumed they were drinking black coffee. I assumed that they were drinking Red Bulls or a lot of sugar and cream in their coffee, and that's what they were really trying to cut. Jambi, what?
Jambi. Get in a safe place and get with your family and hunker down, right?
Oh my gosh, Jambi, do you have his number?
Yeah, I got his number.
Jambi, please let us know when everybody's safe and good. Jeez,
Yeah.
What's happening? Why is that happening?
They just had an earthquake over there.
Yeah, but why are there people are looting and stuff?
I mean, I'm assuming that they're not used to having earthquakes over there.
Oh no. Okay, somebody has a boyfriend.
Yeah, so yeah. But and then what's really interesting? One of the biggest differences in hip hop that I noticed when I was in the a kid, 16 and hip hop now is how prevalent the drug references are. And we're not talking about weed, because weed rolling down the street, smoking Indo, sipping on gin and juice.
Okay.
Way back, mama. Not familiar with that song.
No, babe. Okay, so what about it?
It's like when white folks be like, "You've never heard of Imagine? How could you have never heard of Imagine?" That's like a rolling down the chronic smoking. Okay, but anyway, like weed, okay, it was a drug, right? But like, we were not singing about Percocets and Molly and Xanax and all that shit. Like, these young guys now, they're talking about Xannies and perks and all this, and and it's like, you hear it a lot in the Chicago guys. The Chicago rappers talk about it a lot because I was watching this Vlad interview. I think it was G Herbo. He said all of his friends were high when their ops got him. They were all high when their ops got him. And Biggie even had a song like that. He said, "I was high when they hit me." And he probably I'm almost certain certain he was.
No, okay, I would have thrown in with you, and if I was in New York, I would have never done any of that either. I don't like the feeling of feeling like something bad could take place. Shoot, I won't even take a drink if you're not there.
Yeah, you won't. And you
no
shouldn't.
Way.
But you know, it's there are different reasons for why people take drugs, though. That's the thing. And John Piper was very helpful. So he was talking about, like, coffee, caffeine. He was saying people are taking caffeine because they want to increase their awareness and productivity. Mm-hmm. I said, okay, that makes sense. He said, you know, the other drugs are designed to escape or to leave reality and leave productivity. Mm-hmm. This is designed to increase productivity. So I would say, you know, anything that you take for sleep or anything like that would fall in the same paradigm. The question that becomes, well, what about what Tina was saying about Adderall then? Mm-hmm. Would you recommend a shot of Adderall to a person and all the rest of it? That gives me pause. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I totally hear you.
It's a very complex situation.
I totally hear. I think when people say I'm going to stop coffee and reference it like it's a drug, I think what you just explained, if you're caffeinated for extended periods of time, you're not getting the necessary sleep you need, and so your body needs to rest, but you're artificially jump starting it to get it to wake up and work when your body's like, yo, I need to rest now.
It's true.
And I think that sometimes you have to do that, you know, college or different stuff, but you shouldn't have a lifestyle of that. That's not a healthy lifestyle. So
yeah, the way that I handle sleep currently is not healthy at all.
I know, and I feel so bad. So during the night, he'll start exercising. And so he'll be doing like these 6,000 minute planks. And then he lets the timer go off, and the timer has to ring. A very long thing, like 3 times before he stops it. So it's like I've been asleep for a couple of hours, and then this alarm is going off. And at first I'm like coming out of my dream. I'm like, what's happening? Where am I? Well, because it's only been like a short amount of time. I'm like, why did I set an alarm? Oh no, I have to be somewhere. And all this thought process, and I'm all waking up. And then I realize it's Vin's, and he's doing a plank. And I'm like, so I felt bad for you because I was like, if you can just turn that way down or wear headphones when you're going to do this. But I felt bad because I feel like the jerk to say, yo, I want to sleep when I'm going to, but you're not asleep.
No, I try to turn it down after, but I'm pretty maniacal. I'm pretty maniacal about my times when I'm working out.
Yeah.
Because it's old, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I had to make sure that I qualled out on that thing, so I did all the extra. So that's where the ringing came from, and I've never been able to do it. I've never been able to just stop at the number. I always have to do 3 or 4 more. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, oh, I'll do 60 push-ups. Oh, okay, you gotta do 2 more to make sure to you know, because whatever.
The time he's taking it to the next level, the beep is just going on and on and on and on and on and on and on. I was like,
yeah,
but you see what I mean? Like,
no.
I felt bad because I'm like, I'm complaining because I'm being woken up from my couple hours of sleep. But you haven't fallen asleep.
Yeah, but that's my issue. That's not your issue.
Yeah, but
you know
it still
saying?
felt like a jerk state. But at the same time, I was like, yeah, but I've only slept for a couple of hours.
It was like 5 o'clock in the morning. That shit.
And I had stayed up really late with you. So
yeah, you did.
It was probably
sometimes when I get like mega delirious.
Oh God.
Because sometimes I'm up and I'm like dead tired and I still can't sleep. So like I don't even tell you like half the time. But like sometimes when I hit a certain point, like my body's like, bro, we gotta do something. That's like I ran out to the gym like at 4 o'clock that one time or whatever. Like it's my body's like, yo, we gotta, because
yeah, Johan's like, yeah, Dad brought me to McDonald's this morning. I was awake.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
I went down there to get
cute.
something. I went down there to get something. I saw him sitting in the couch there. And I said, what's up, little homie? What you want to do? Let's go to McDonald's. He's like, okay. He went without his shoes.
Of course.
We went and I got like 6 hash browns. And he wanted a slushie. I'm like, this is McDonald's. They don't do no slushies.
They do.
They do, but they
Yeah.
didn't have the machine prep,
Of
so
course.
I had to get them.
Of course, they didn't.
Okay, I told that one guy. Okay,
So this song, okay, we got to go back to the lyrics here because I think that, like, there was a part of me that was like, when the song, like at the beginning when it first started out, kill yourself. Is what they said to me. That was like when I first heard that line, I'm like, oh no, that's really terrible. And it obviously made me think of all the different times that I've heard on social media where somebody will be like, you know what, just go kill yourself. Or that person that was on the edge and people were like, just jump.
That happened to me. I was playing Madden. I was kicking the shit out that dude.
Okay, yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. I don't like that when people say
He
stuff
said, kill
like
yourself.
that.
Yeah.
Like, the person just said, because he lost, and so he just types a message to him. Like, I don't think that you'll be like, I have to listen to this random football player, like, Madden player, and I'm gonna go kill that's not, but I do think that there are some people that are on the verge. Why would you say that to somebody?
Oh, yeah.
And you don't even know the person's history and what it's just...
I have to say, I think CB backed me up on this. This dude can rap, though.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
he's good.
this isn't like, you know... I respect the hell out of this kid. He was doing his thing. And then you put Corey Taylor in there, man, forget about it. Corey is the master of that. He did a song one time called Jump the Fuck Up with
Jump the fuck up?
Jump the Fuck Up. It's all one word. And
really?
he murdered that song, bro. At the end, he just, you self-destruct that bass, oh shit. It was like,
What?
yes!
What was the name of the song?
Jump the Fuck Up.
So
was
I
with
haven't heard it yet.
No, you haven't heard it yet. We'll probably do it as a bonus or something. But it was with Soulfly, and then Corey guested on it. Oh my god,
Unbelievable.
One of the heaviest songs in nu metal, and it almost never gets played because it was just kind of like you could tell they kind of went in the back and did it in like 5 minutes because nu metal, you know, the riffages. Yeah, Jump the Fuck Up. Eric knows. Okay, what do you get song?
A 10. I loved this one.
9.9.
Why?
I don't like it as I just don't want to give it. I don't want to give it to Scream, Aim, and Fire is still the best song for me right now. But it was a 9.9 for sure. If you are a square and you're in regular YouTube world, then you know you'll have to see us again at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But if you're not a square,
the cool
and you're
folks.
with us on the stream, like the big homie Giga Reactions, then stand by because we're on the way back. Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone.